Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me. Today I'm going to be sharing another layout in my little mini Halloween stamp journal. I'm going to be using the Oddball stamp from Stampin' Bella, and it's called Oddball Sparkle Fairy. The background is going to be very simple. I'm going to be using watercolor. Well, not really watercolor. I'm going to be using distress inks, but I'm going to mix them with water to create a watercolor background. And that's why you guys see me preparing my paper right now. Just adding some painter's tape because I don't want my paper to curl up while I'm doing the water painting. The paper that I'm using is from Jane Davenport. I picked it up from Michael's, and it's meant to be for a traveler's notebook, but I have trimmed it down to a 3x4 because my little album is a mini, so it's a 3¼ by 4¼ And in case you're interested, I am going to link the video on how I created the little album down in the description for you. I am going to determine right now what inks I was going to use. I thought, obviously you could see that it's purple and blue, but I was playing around trying to figure out which one would work the best, and I decided to stick with the little distress inks that I mentioned earlier, which were Stormy Sky and Mild Lavender, or Mild Lavender. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, you guys. But anyways, I am preparing my paper by very lightly coating it with just water. I'm using a flat tip paintbrush, and I also have a little scrap of paper here on the side because I want to make sure that the inks I want to use are going to work before I start the process all over again. So I decided that purple is going to be good to go, and then the blue is going to be good to go. So I'm going to start just dabbing. There's no method to the madness, you guys. I'm just dabbing and making sure that I spread both colors so that they intertwine with each other very well. When you're watercoloring, you're not going to see the final results until the paper is really dry. And the reason why I say that is because the paper is still wet, so the ink color is still moving around, and you almost have to wait until it dries, or you force it to dry by using a heat tool, and then seeing how your first layer looks. And then if you're not happy, then of course heat dry it and then come back and add a second layer of ink. So basically, you guys, you just have to play around with it until you're happy with the results. And I'm just dabbing a little bit here and there, making sure my brush is wet enough to help me move the ink. And then I decided in a little bit you guys are gonna see that I brought a round tip brush because I wanted to create splatter with the same color of the inks, and that was a big mistake because again my paper is still wet, so the ink really just kind of blended in with the background that was already in there. This is where I'm telling you guys I'm creating splatter, and it served no purpose because when it did fall, it just blended in with the paper. So if you do want to do it, dry it first, which makes common sense. I don't know why I didn't think about it when I was doing it. So in a little bit you guys are gonna see that I finally end up bringing in my heat tool, and I'm gonna force it to dry quickly because I didn't want to wait forever. And then I'm gonna bring a shimmery black watercolor to add the sparkle. I kind of wanted this to look like a night, like a light night scene. I don't think it turned out like that, but I still loved it. I still love the way it turned out. It just wasn't as dark as I thought it would be. And this is the I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but I know it's from Prima, and I'm using the black paint in the bottom. There you see, and that's what I'm gonna use. And then I realized, oh shoot, I better bring my heat tool so that it doesn't just kind of blend in with the wetness of the paper. And then once it's a little bit dry, I'm gonna go ahead and add my splatter. So the sentiment that came with this stamp set is leave a little sparkle wherever you go. So to me, the little splatter of the black shimmery watercolor is part of that sparkle. At least that's what I was trying to portray. So so I'm just gonna add my little splatter and then heat dry it again. And then once it's dry enough, I am gonna start adhering the little stamp that I've already cut out and fussy cut, and I've already colored with Copic markers. And you guys, you're about to see that I ended up using the exact same colors that came with the packaging. I just didn't want to sit and think about what colors went well with her and what would look great, and I just ended up using the template from whoever first designed this little girl. Let me show you the stamped image, and there you see, yeah, it's basically the same colors, you guys. This stamp set also came with an actual sprinkle stamp that it is stars and little skulls. Like that's what she's sprinkling, little bit of stars and a little bit of skulls. And I thought it was so adorable, very Halloweeny. I know I'm off camera right now, you guys. I'll fix it. Eventually I'll fix it and scoot you guys up. I forgot that this is a rubber stamp, so I needed to remove the bottom pad from my Misty, and just trying to figure out the best way to add the sparkle and where I'm gonna want my little girl to be. And there you guys see the stamped is already there. Just going to make sure that I stamp it really dark, so I'm gonna go over it a few times. Let's do it again. I think I ended up doing it again. I just really want dark image or dark images. Then eventually I'm gonna end up coloring the little sprinkle just to give it a little bit of color. And then the sentiment is gonna be on the second page. And again, the sentiment is leave a little sparkle wherever you go. And just trying to figure out where it is that I want it. And it's very hard to have the letters be straight when you can't see through the stamp. So what I did is I laid it as straight as I could, and then once I'm happy, I pick it up with the closing of the Misty, the little door there on the left side. And you guys are gonna see me that once I pick it up, I'm gonna straighten it out based on what I see, making sure that the letters are straight. And then once I'm happy with that, I am going to go ahead and stamp it a few times as well, because I wanted to be really dark. Still trying to figure it out apparently. There we go. Stamp this a few times. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and punch the holes for my pages. And basically I think that's going to complete the layout, you guys, other than bringing in my Copic markers to help me color the little sprinkle or sparkle. I'm not really sure. I think it's a sprinkle because it's like falling down, you know. So just going to use a template from my previous, and like I said, pre-punch my holes. Come on, you stamp it. Stamp it. Cut it already. Why am I moving so slow? Do the same thing for the other page. And then this little page is good to go, the one on the right. And then I'm just gonna adhere the, what is she? I think she's supposed to be like a bat because she has like bat wings. But I mean, it's a fairy, so yeah, like a Halloween fairy. So just going to be generous with the glue, especially in the small details around her wings and her hair. Just gonna find her place there. And like I told you guys, gonna bring in a little bit of Copic markers to color the stars and the little skulls. And that is honestly going to complete our layout for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. Again, be patient with your watercolor and don't get impatient or disappointed with your watercoloring until it's completely dry. Once it's completely dry, if you're not happy with it, then continue to add a second layer of ink and playing with it. I hope that this is helpful for you guys. I'm just gonna finish here by adding a little bit of more of that black watercolor. I thought it was a little bit empty on the left side and also on the top side of that page. And that is going to be it. I'm going to leave you guys here. I hope that you enjoyed this idea, and honestly, I hope that you enjoy the concept of this little mini Halloween stamp journal. It's a way where you can reference to see all of your Halloween stamps and you know what you have or what you own. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.